What's going on, Champ Fam? It's T-Buck,
It's big.
and today we got episode. Well, not technically episode 1. How many episodes there been?
Probably 6.
Hold on, let's double check. After further review, this is episode 5 of NFL Talk. So today we're gonna be going over. Go over our playoff predictions, as technically as of last night the playoffs were officially set. We officially have our bracket, the NFL playoff bracket, and we're gonna give you guys our picks for who we think is gonna make it all the way to the Super Bowl and who's gonna win it. But
You can go on first.
alright, so I guess how do you want to approach? Do you want to go matchup by matchup or
Yeah.
Okay. So we can start in the AFC. So start off with the wildcard game. So first wildcard game we're gonna talk about is we'll start with the Texans and the Bills. So in my opinion, this is gonna be a tough one. I think, but I think this some of you guys might think of this as a shocker, but I think the Bills could come out of this one. I think the Bills are gonna win this one just because. I think that this Bills team I feel like they've overcome a lot this year, and I just feel like they're just gonna outdo the Texans team that's really been up and down this entire year. Like they beat the Patriots, but they've had some down losses. Like I know one of the losses to not I was about to say the Bengals to the Broncos, and that it doesn't really look well when it comes to playoff standards. Like let's pull up let's pull up the scores now. How they've been playing. And then yesterday, since we're recording this on Monday, yesterday they lost to the Titans. Doesn't really look well either. Technically, you kind of understand because they weren't playing Deshaun Watson, but at the same time, it's not a good loss to this Titans team. But this Texans team, like, let's look at their ever since week 10. So they got blown. So they get blown up by the Ravens. They beat the Colts. They beat the Patriots, but then they come back and lose to the Broncos. They beat the Titans. Beat the Bucks. So honestly, like I said, up and down year. But I just think that this Bulls team. Why am I thinking
The Bulls.
This Bills team is gonna come out on top. So what do you think?
To be honest, I know how good the Bills have been doing, but I'm going to go against you on this one.
Yeah.
The Texans. The only reason why otherwise I would be going for the Bills is because I just think that DeAndre Hopkins is going to have not a blowout game, but like he'll have a good game. And Deshaun Watson. Shut up.
Tre'Davious White, he's had a knack of locking up on team's number 1 guys. So
Well, things can always change, and like the Patriots, like they've done bad in the last few years in the regular season, but then they come out and do really good in the postseason, and that might just be the Patriots. But I just feel like even though what he just said, I just think that DeAndre Hopkins might have a chance to come out and do well, and Deshaun Watson might go for a few rushing yards, but I just think the Texans will come out, and he's signed over here disagreeing with me, but anyway, yeah, I think the Texans will take it. So.
Alright, so next matchup we got the Titans and the Patriots.
Oh, that's easy.
But is it though? That's the question.
Well, not easy one, but it should be easy. I don't really think the Titans come close.
No, they can trust me. Like how they've been playing this year. Like they started off kind of down. They started off kind of down, but they've actually been playing really good recently. But honestly, like the real like the Patriots, they just lost to the Dolphins. The Dolphins.
So they didn't. Patriots won against the Dolphins.
Really?
I thought.
Nope.
But
That's why I don't like them.
yeah, so I remember I can't remember which game I was watching. Oh yeah, it was the Chiefs and Chargers game, and Just the Chargers, the Chiefs fan, they were chanting let's go Dolphins because if the Patriots lost and they won, they would get the first round bye. So yeah, since they're already blowing out the Chargers. Like I'd probably say like half the Chiefs fans were focusing on the Patriots Dolphins game, not the actual game they were at. But
I mean, okay, I can see where you're coming from with the Titans matchup. That the Titans might come close to beating the Patriots because of Tom Brady being the only person that not no other way around. The defense has been carrying Tom Brady, and
but the defense has the last couple of weeks their defense has been struggling.
I know that's the thing. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. I can see where you're coming from because the defense is coming down a little bit, but their star corner Stephon Gilmore has still been doing well, even though the defense has been doing worse. And yes, he has.
Yesterday he struggled. To be totally honest, he struggled yesterday.
But anyway, even the defense has been carrying Tom Brady to what the record is right now. It was, and so I can see the Titans winning, but I'm still gonna go with the Patriots.
Well, I feel like I've already talked about my reasoning, but I don't know if I've officially said it. But I'm going with the Titans. I got an upset happening. But
well, if you're saying that the Titans can come close for sure, then it's not really an upset. It's just an upset because of how popular the Patriots are.
Yeah, that's why. But we'll move on to the NFC. So we'll start out. We'll start out with the 3-6 matchup. We got a rematch from last year's. Wait, was it the divisional?
It was the NFC Championship.
But
it was the NFC Championship. No, it wasn't.
No, yeah.
No, it was a
between the Minnesota Vikings.
I'm thinking about the Rams and Saints.
And New Orleans Saints. Yeah, the Rams just no. But
Rams didn't make it this time. You know why? Because Niners came up and did well. I'm not a Niners fan. I'm just giving them credit. Hey, you guys should give us a follow. A sub and a like on this video because of me. You know why? Because after week 1, we made a video, and I don't know if it's up, but I said the question was, do you think that the defense, because the Niners did really good in the first game, and I think he was the one to ask me, do you think it's gonna be just a one game good defense, or is it gonna last forever? I said I think it's gonna last throughout the season, and which it did. So you guys should give us a sub because I predicted it right.
Okay.
Anyway,
I agree. I agree, but if you're not a Niners fan, you should probably take all this Niners stuff down.
Well, that's the thing. My grandpa doesn't want me to put holes in the wall, even though there's tacks in the wall already. So
replace them with Alvin Kamara stuff and John Morant stuff.
That's true, but no, I don't want you to put more holes in the wall. Anyway,
just
past that. Let's go back. Anyway, so the Saints and Vikings. I think that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Since it's not a bias for me, not bias decision, but I'm going with the Saints here. The only reason why is Vikings will have Saints will have a huge advantage over Vikings. The reason why is because there's not really been a wide receiver that has stepped up in Adam Thielen's spot, even though Adam Thielen has been healthy, kinda. He hasn't gone back to his normal skill. He might have a few catches or here and there, but he didn't. He used to have games with 100+ yard receiving yards a game, but he's been injured here and there, re-injuring his injuries and yes, I'm bringing fantasy here, but anyway, that's why a lot of people dropped him. But anyway, that's the reason why, because they're only gonna have Stephon Diggs, and Dalvin Cook might be coming back for the playoff matchup, but I just don't think that's enough. I think because they got on the Saints, they got Drew Brees, Alvin Kamara, Latavius Murray, Michael Thomas. I forgot what record he's gonna probably break, but there's a record that he will probably break if he stays healthy, and then they got that Hill guy. I forgot his first name. And then they got Jared Cook. So their offense is pretty good. Has been pretty good. And even if Drew Brees does go out, Teddy Bridgewater has been doing well when Drew Brees was out for I forgot how, I think it was 5 games that he was out, 6 games. But Taysom Hill, not Taysom. I think that was Taysom Hill. Yeah. But anyway, Teddy Bridgewater went 5-0, 6-0 when Drew Brees was gone. So that tells you that the Saints don't have to worry if Drew Brees gets injured again. Because I know it's playoffs, but I think Teddy Bridgewater could fill in the space again if he needed to. Just like a few years ago when Carson Wentz went out and Nick Foles came in and they won the Super Bowl.
So yeah, I gotta agree with you. I think the Saints are gonna win this one. Just the Saints team has just been playing really well all around this entire year. Like their offense has been really clicking lately. Their defense has been playing good all year. They have really good run D, really good O line. Their front seven's playing well. Their secondary not so much, but they're still playing good enough to be able to beat this Vikings team. See Michael Thomas having a big year, to be totally honest, and also just like this Vikings team's been struggling. Like Kirk Cousins, he's been up and down this entire year. Dalvin Cook,
and also he's been getting a lot of hate from the fans.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook, he's currently out with injury, so we'll see if he's able to come back or how. If he does, then how he'll come back. Like if he'll be as explosive, because he has. And honestly, he started off really well before his I think it was his ACL injury. We're going back to I think his rookie sophomore year. So he hasn't really been as explosive as before then, but he's still been playing, still been playing well. But yeah, I think I have the Saints coming out with this dub, and we'll see how far they can make it in the playoffs. Alright, so we'll move on to the final wild card matchup, and that's between the Seahawks and the Eagles. Honestly, to me, this one is easier than the Titans and Patriots one, but I gotta go with the Seahawks. Like the fact that they've been contending with the Niners, who are currently the 1 seed. Like you could say at times that the Seahawks should have won that game against the Niners yesterday, but in my opinion, shouldn't have been that close, because that first touchdown Russell Wilson was past the line of scrimmage, so we should have challenged that, but we didn't. So,
no, the other thing is all y'all people arguing about and complaining about the refs not calling that pass interference and the possible touchdown. Dude, the senior referee tweeted on Twitter that the offensive player, he initiated contact first, and he was pushing the guy into him. He was not pushing, but grabbing the guy into him, and then he went like this with one hand to make it look like he was getting held, and then you could clearly see him push the defender off of him, and that's why they got at the end of the play. You saw another guy tumble on the ground, and so yes, the defender was holding on to him because of the receiver pulling him into him, and then he released him. So I don't know why you guys are yelling about that, because the referee released a tweet about it.
I actually didn't hear about that. Well, it's a good thing now that I know. But honestly, like I don't think that this Eagles team will be able to match up with Russell Wilson or Marshawn Lynch. Like he didn't really have the big game that we were expecting, but I know that the place was roaring when he got that when he got that touchdown. But yeah, just the Eagles. I just feel like they're just gonna get crushed by the Seahawks.
I agree with you, but the thing is that surprises me is when I looked at the odds earlier, and I told him about it, but the Eagles are favorites to win, and they supposedly have a 55.9% chance of winning against the Seahawks in this round. I don't know how, but I think like Trey said, or AKA T-Book, that the Seahawks will obliterate the Eagles.
All right, so now we can move on to the divisional round. So I think how we're gonna do on this is because we had different picks for some of the games. We're gonna do it based off our personal brackets and not have to like choose a team to have for example how I chose the Titans and he chose the Patriots. So hold on, let me just double check. All right, so we're back and we got a couple copies of the bracket. So we'll start off with me with the Titans and the Patriots game. I said the Titans would win. So based off that, the Titans would go against the Ravens. And honestly, I don't think
No.
like although the Titans were able to beat the Patriots, the Ravens
Chiefs.
but the higher seed goes against the Chiefs. The lower seed.
Okay.
Of
Wait,
these,
what?
Of these four teams, the higher seed that wins goes against the Chiefs, and the lower seed.
So.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing.
So if the Patriots win and the Bills win, then Patriots go down here.
Yeah.
Okay. I see what you're saying now.
Yeah. So
Now we're back.
Alright, so now we're officially back, and I'll start first with my bracket. I said that the Titans would win over the Patriots, so they would go against the Ravens. And honestly, even though the Titans were able to beat the Patriots, the Ravens did beat the Patriots, and I think that it's gonna be a blowout. Like, I'm sorry, Titans fans, but your run has come to an end, and you come back to reality, and the Ravens are gonna blow it out since they're gonna get the Stars are gonna get a lot of rest. I think a good like at least 10 of the Stars were out. We're out week 17. They get this week off, and then they get this week off, and then they get almost another full week before they have to play again. So that's almost 3 weeks of not having to play football. They'll obviously still get to train and practice, but not like games. So yeah, I think I got the Ravens winning that, and then I said that the Bills would win, so they would go against the Chiefs. And honestly, I think I'm going with the Chiefs from this one. I know this doesn't seem too exciting with the 1 and 2 seed going to the AFC championship round, but I just think this Chiefs team has been playing really well, and I think it's just gonna lead them to the playoffs. Like Tre'Davious White, you could say that he's gonna lock up that Chiefs secondary, but
You said earlier. You just said. I think that will lead them to the playoffs.
well sometimes okay. I think that Tre'Davious White he could clip up that Chiefs secondary, but Tyreek Hill mostly plays in the slot, and that's I think the Bills have kind of been struggling against struggle against the slot, so I think Tyreek Hill's so prone for a big game. And the thing is, like, they don't really have that number one receiver because Tyreek Hill always like that number one receiver on the outside, because Tyreek Hill always plays on the inside a lot. So whenever Tyreek Hill is locked up on the inside, you'll have guys like Sammy Watkins, Mecole Hardman, like they will be locked up, but you can't really stop Tyreek Hill because the man's too fast. So we'll go on to you with your pick. So
Okay, so almost in the AFC, but what I said was Patriots against Titans. I said Patriots are gonna win, so they're gonna go, against the Chiefs, and for that game, okay, I'm gonna have to go Chiefs with this one, just because of how bad the Patriots have been doing the last half of the season. Like the first half, the Patriots defense was number one. Stephon Gilmore, he's still doing well, but he's not doing it like a number one corner like he was in the first half. And you guys that are watching, you have to agree that the Patriots defense carried Tom Brady to the playoffs. And Tom Brady, like, if I'm gonna go a year 2 years back, if Jimmy Garoppolo was still on the Patriots, I think Belichick would make the decision to put Garoppolo in as starting quarterback. I'm just making this starting statement here, but I think Garoppolo would be starting over Tom Brady just for maybe a game or two to see how what the change is, and if he doesn't do well, put up Tom Brady back in. But anyway, Tom Brady has been going down, regressing, and I think his football years are coming to an end, and I think possibly at the end of this year, because he's all about the Super Bowl wins, and I don't think he's gonna win this year. So I'm going with the Chiefs, and just because like he said, Tyreek Hill is doing pretty well. Patrick Mahomes, he's okay. Yeah, the only reason why he's been really doing well is because of Tyreek Hill being back. When he was gone, then he had to rely on McCall Hardman and the other, I forgot the other guy's name.
Sammy Watkins.
No, the other Hardman or whatever his name was. But anyway, and then Damon, there was another McCall.
Miko Hardman.
Yeah. Whatever. Well, anyway, Damian Williams has been doing. He's kind of, to me, he's kind of inconsistent, but he was doing he was doing very well yesterday. I think it was like a 83-yard, 74-yard touchdown that he did yesterday, and I think 82. I think he spun out of his tackle, and then he ran for an 82-yard touchdown. And also, Tyreek Hill had to prove his speed again.
Honest.
by chasing up to Damian Williams, and he almost beat him again, but at the 5-yard line, Tyreek Hill barely caught up to Damian Williams. So that also tells you, Tyreek Hill, once he gets loose and out of cover, and he goes deep, you cannot catch him. Patrick Mahomes is gonna go, oh, there you go, Hail Mary, and then Tyreek Hill's going, oh yeah, I got it, touchdown. So, and to me, okay, fantasy game, bro, is it me or is when fantasy was going on, most of the stars weren't doing well, but then in the last week, like tons of people were doing well. Tyreek Hill did well. Damian Williams went off when I had him. He didn't do well until last week when fantasy was over. Dak Prescott did well. They won yesterday, so. But anyway, I think the Chiefs are gonna win this, and then on to the next one. I said the Texans were gonna win against the Bills, so they will be going against the Ravens, and obviously this is gonna be a blowout to me. Ravens gonna win. Lamar Jackson and this offense have so much chemistry. Like, if Lamar Jackson not doing well, then Mark Ingram does well. If Mark Ingram doesn't do well, then Lamar Jackson goes off with rushing. Like this season, I think he had like 1,500 plus yards, and he had more rushing yards than like 3 or 4 teams had, and I think one of them was Dolphins, of course. But actually, talking about the Dolphins real quick, they did horrible in the first half, but their coach turned it around real quick, and they didn't go to the playoffs, of course, but they did pretty well. They beat the Patriots, like I just found out today, just now, and that's a pretty good good accomplishment for the coach, because that proves that he's been trying to turn this franchise around, and to be honest, I think that they'll have a bright future with that coach, even though they started off really bad. But anyway, I think Lamar Jackson is gonna have a big rushing game in that game. Passing touchdowns, rushing touchdowns. He's just gonna go off, and I think I just think we'll get that ahead of the video. But anyway, you wanna go NFC start or what me to?
I can start it.
Actually, honestly, you started with the AFC.
Okay.
But anyway, so we both agreed on the wild card games in NFC. So Seahawks were gonna win against Eagles, and Saints were gonna go against Vikings, and we said Saints. So Saints will be going against Packers, and Seahawks will go against Niners. To be honest, even though I went for Seahawks the first matchup in the regular season against the Niners, I'm going for the Niners for this one. The reason why is just because Two, there's two reasons. One, because most of my family's Niner fans, and I can't really disappoint them going for the Seahawks because they're gonna yell at me. Especially since it's not NBA with the 7 game series, it's a 1 game elimination game. So I'm just gonna go for the Niners. Plus, the reason why I'm going for the Niners is think the Niners are gonna win is because Jaquashi Tart and D4 are highly possible of coming back. And Jaquashi Tart is a play calling man. Like he knows he was there in the Seattle game yesterday, telling Jimmy Ward. I'm glad actually. I'm glad Jimmy Ward was okay and was able to come back in the game. But Jaquashi Tart was there with the earpiece telling him what to do and everything because it was so loud in the arena. And in the first half, you could tell the Seattle fans were so pumped up because the the first 5 minutes of the game, the Niners already had to spend one of their timeouts because it was so loud, and they had to put one player in the huddle inside the huddle and knee so they could hear each other, and so but anyway, but the thing is that the Niners got home field advantage throughout the whole playoffs to the playoffs to the Super Bowl. So and here's my question to T-Buck. So let's say that never mind. That's gonna be playing in Miami. Never mind. I was gonna say who had home field in Super Bowl, but anyway.
Yeah, probably the AFC team.
No, because it's gonna be in Miami. Look it up. But
I know, but the Dolphins are in the AFC, so
yeah.
wouldn't that be the AFC team?
But anyway, Niners have home field advantage against the Seahawks, so that'll be a turn of events for the Seahawks. Even though the Seahawks did beat the Niners in Santa Clara, but I'm saying Niners in this one. I'm gonna say it's gonna be super close again. I'm not gonna predict the score, but I'm just gonna say it's gonna be less than a touchdown again. It's gonna be a very, very, very nerve-wracking, edge of your seat game. So, it's not gonna be a blowout. No. Unless they do really bad again, do really bad the Seahawks. And then, last but not least, the Saints going against the Packers. I haven't really watched the Packers play, but I'm gonna go on ahead here and say the Saints are gonna win this, and just because of how well the Saints offense has been doing and the defense has been doing, so I'm just gonna say the Saints win this.
All right, so I'll start with the Saints and Packers game, and honestly, this is kind of tough. Like this Packers team. Like I wanted to doubt it. I've wanted to doubt them this entire year, but they've just been producing and producing and producing. But the states team it's hard to go against them too. This thing.
Oh yeah.
This is hard. So I'll move on to the Niners and Seahawks game. Honestly, this is gonna be another battle, our third matchup. This will be our third matchup of the year, and honestly, I think unbiased. I think I have to go with the Niners. Like if we keep playing how we've been playing, then we should be able to come out on top. And plus that game shouldn't even have been that close. Like I said earlier, because that first touchdown by Russell Wilson, he was past the line of scrimmage. So yeah, I think that's why the Niners are gonna come out on top.
Also, sorry to interrupt, but during the game, I don't know if you guys watched it, but they said plus if D Ford and Jaquashi Tart come back in for that game, they're gonna be able to substitute people in and out of the game so they won't be playing the whole time. So that's another advantage for the Niners because Jaquashi Tart can go out and Jimmy Moore comes in, then back in and out both of them. Then D Ford comes in, so you can flip flop people off and on, so it won't be the same people every drive, every play. So I think that's why I think the Niners are gonna win.
So now, we'll head back to the AFC for the AFC Championship game. And then, so we got the Ravens and the Chiefs.
That should be a hard one.
Uh,
I mean, with the, I know Tyreek Hill is fast and he can catch a lot really good and Damon, but the thing is, that's really okay. He has Michael Hardman and Sammy Watkins, but the thing that's the only thing is because Damian Williams has been inconsistent, so you can't rely on Damian Williams doing good every game, and especially with this being a one game elimination. So if they find out how to stop Tyreek Hill, McCall Hardman, Sammy Watkins, and then they try to do the running game with Damian Williams and he's inconsistent and he has a bad game, then obviously the Ravens gonna win. Plus with the Ravens offense been going off in almost all their games, blowing people out left and right, then I think Lamar Jackson's gonna have a huge game. What? Okay, it doesn't matter, but still, cause Lamar Jackson, Lamar Jackson, Hollywood Brown, shut up, Mark Ingram, they've all been doing really well, and Mark Andrews.
He's had like three good games. Everything else.
That's his nickname. Everyone calls him Hollywood Brown. Check you probably, but
no, I still call him Hollywood.
But I'm just thinking Ravens going to Super Bowl. Now, Super Bowl is gonna be. I don't know. We'll get to that later.
Okay, but this team I was leaning to, but I was looking at on the Ravens' schedule throughout the year, and week 3 they lost to the Chiefs. Although it was only by 5 points. Like I've been leaning towards this team for a bit, and I think I'm gonna stick with it. And I have the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl.
How much you want to bet on that game right now? On the video.
You want to bet?
How much you want to bet the Ravens gonna win?
I ain't betting. I'm not the betting kind. Like I know that I make mistakes and I embrace that. So
okay, I bet all you guys are going go for Chiefs. If Ravens and Chiefs go in this AFC Championship, you have to like this video. Ravens win. Just because of me.
So what happens if they don't? If that doesn't happen,
then they don't have to like the video.
What about this? What about this? If they do, then you have to subscribe. If they don't, then you have to like the video. How about that?
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, they gotta do that. So yeah, I think I'm gotta go with the Chiefs.
Okay, then the NFC Championship, Saints and Niners. Very, very, very hard decision.
Me versus Jerry.
I'm going to take the Niners again, even though the Niners barely won against the Saints the other week, and 3 weeks ago. I think the Niners are gonna have, especially in that game, Jaquan Tart was gone, D Ford was out, Quan Alexander was out, but the thing is, the rumors are, NFC Championship, if the Niners make it that far, Kyle Shanahan said that Quan Alexander might be back for that game. So you're gonna have Quan Alexander, Jaquan Tart, D Ford, Nick Bosa, Rookie of the Year. Should be, and then the first partner, Aaron Armstead. You're gonna have a scary defense in that game, and especially if they're the defense for the first half of the regular season, you don't want to mess with them. And George Kittle, 1,000 yards again this season, and it takes more than one guy to take him down, and especially with all the running backs doing well, especially what's his Raheem Mostert. Like, I don't think you'll be able to stop him because they can do both passing game and running game, and you saw how hyped Deebo Samuel was yesterday. Like, he wanted to juke out everyone. Like, he spun every time he got the ball, and he tried to juke people, and one of his spin moves was successful. For the touchdown. So yeah, I just think that the Niners will take this game. It'll be mostly an offensive game, but I think it's gonna be the best. I think it's gonna be one of the best offenses against the number one defense,
Alright, so
especially with all the key players coming back, possibly coming
I
back.
think gonna agree with you. I think I have Niners moving to the Super Bowl.
I'll be right back, guys.
I just think that this Niners team been playing really well, and although you could say that this Saints team could this time contend with the Niners, I just think that I actually think that the Niners, like, once we're back at full strength, we'll be at full strength. We'll out here killing it, out here killing the league, and I think that's just gonna happen. Like George Kittle, Kyle Juszczyk, Joe Staley, all played really well last night. Especially Kyle Juszczyk and George Kittle, always really helping out in the run game, making those key blocks, leading the extra yards, and even leading the touchdowns. So yeah. And finally,
The Super Bowl.
we reached the Super Bowl.
So I'm gonna take it. eh, Since I said the Ravens gonna go to the Super Bowl and Niners to the Super Bowl, the rematch that everyone's been asking for. Everyone, I've seen everyone asking since the Ravens matchup against the Niners this season. Plus, a Super Bowl rematch from 6 years ago, 7 years ago. Ravens when the Harbaughs were on the Super Bowl, but this is a very hard, very this is harder than the Saints Niners game, but I think I'm gonna let Trey take this one for right now because I have to think about this one.
Alright. I'll be right back.
I think he has to think about it too. Oh no, he's repping his team. He's repping his team. He's repping the team. He's repping the team.
No, they gotta see it. They gotta see it. They
Okay.
gotta see it.
Okay, if okay,
I'm not gonna actually wear
the
it.
thing is, if the Niners go against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, I have to clearly go for the Niners. The Niners are way more experienced, or not way more experienced, but way more talented than the Chiefs. But since I said Ravens against Niners, I still don't know. But
Time lapse.
okay, we're back. We're back.
He has made a decision.
Everyone, drum roll, please. Okay, never mind.
Drum roll sound effect.
I think that the Niners are gonna get their sixth Super Bowl. So I just it's gonna be the only reason I'm saying the Niners is because of Colin Alexander, Jacoby Tart, D Ford, all coming back. Now if they didn't have them, then I might have said the Ravens, but Jacoby Tart, the leader of that offense, I mean the defense, D Ford, addition to the D line, to the already scary D line with Nick Bosa, they all had like 6+, 5+ sacks this season. In the first half of the season, they all had 5+ sacks each, and plus D4 coming back, man, imagine the pressure on Lamar Jackson. And if they can figure out how to stop him on the rush, then he's gonna be forced to either hand it off to Mark Ingram, and if they shut that down, then he's gonna be forced to pass that. And the Niners have the number one pass defense right now, and so it might not show against the Saints and the Seahawks yesterday, but I just think that since the Ravens defense is not that good, and only the Ravens offense is really good, that's the only reason why they've been blowing people out. I just think the Niners will win this because they contribute on both sides of the ball. And the other thing is, you saw it yesterday. My point is gonna be proved from yesterday's game against the Seahawks. When a team scores, they score right back. the it was 13-7, and no, it was 13-0. Seahawks scored a touchdown. Niners came right back. Then the Seahawks scored. It went to 19-14. The Niners came right back to score another touchdown. So every time team scores, then it just coincidentally happens the Niners score a touchdown right back. So I'm just saying, Niners winning it all.
Alright, so now to wrap up the video, I found an article for top 10 NFL free agents for the 2020 offseason. So we're gonna go over a couple of the free agents and give some early free agency predictions for who we think they're gonna sign with. I'm just looking at, and this name comes up, and it's kind of an interesting one. See if he'll even get signed by anyone. That's AJ Green. He's been out the entire year. Like, he's proven that he's been able to contribute to a team, but just from injuries after injuries, would a team want to sign him? Like, I'll give my answer first. Like honestly, it depends on how much. He talent wise, I feel like he's worth like at least 10 mil, talent wise, based off how he's played in the past. But if he's gonna be green to be asking for like 25 mil,
He's not worth that much.
yeah, no, no. I'd say lowball him. I'd give him at max 7 mil, because I know he's still able to contribute to a team. He has the whole offseason to work on his injury. I believe it was a foot injury, but I'm not 100% sure. But he has all offseason to work on the foot and be hopefully be able to bounce back by the start of the regular season for whatever team he may be on. And yeah, I just think that if he's gonna be giving like 10 mil, then I'd honestly be shocked if the team were able to give him that much for what he's done with all those injuries. So, anything you have to say?
No, about AJ Green, I don't think honestly, the only team I can see him being drafted by, or not drafted by, but signed by, is either the Dolphins or the Bengals, because they really need help. And they, with them thinking, oh yeah, he's a great player, blah blah blah, he's one of the stars, they'll probably pay him the amount he wants. And since the Bengals already have their pick already, Joe Burrow from LSU, just AJ Green and Joe Burrow, maybe they become a good QB wide receiver duo, but I'm just saying he's not gonna go to a playoff contender, because he used to be really good. Maybe I just realized I just said something stupid.
You can continue. You just want to move
Guys, I just said he might be signed by the Bengals when he's already on the Bengals.
Re-signed to the Bengals.
So
You probably meant that.
yeah, I meant re-signed. So anyway, let's go on to the next free agent.
Alright, so the next free agent I saw in this player, he achieved an interesting stat. He achieved getting 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions in a season. Although he led the league in passing yards, but 30 interceptions.
Drum roll, please. Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston, yes. And those were some big drums that you were banging.
Dum 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 dum.
But yeah, like if being totally honest, like those interceptions, they can be worked on, and I think for that reason, I think that's why the Bucs are gonna bring him back. Like he was what? I can't recall if he was the number 1 or number 2 pick. I believe in 2014. I'm not 100% sure though. But I just know that they drafted him to be their franchise quarterback, and Jameis Winston, he hasn't really disappointed too much. So I think that's why the Bucs are gonna bring him back. Like I feel like Bruce Arians is building something different in Tampa Bay, and I think Jameis Winston is a part of that future their future franchise. So So yeah, anything you have to say?
Jameis Winston, to be honest, I don't think he's going anywhere. So I think he's gonna be resigned, just because, just just because how just unreliable he is. Like 30 touchdowns, yes, with who? But 30 interceptions? Goodness gracious, man! I mean, you celebrated that when you broke that record. I wouldn't. I would say, come on. I know I threw 30 touchdowns, but I gotta work on my passes. I mean, gosh, go practice on Madden or something. Figure out your freaking passing, man. Like, what are you doing? Throwing to a defender right to him? Like, are you not focusing? Are you focusing on your wide receiver and not the defenders around him? Like, come on. I know you don't have enough time that amount of time to actually read the whole field, but come on. If you the wide receiver that you focusing on, at least look around him and see if there's any defenders that might cut the route and intercept him or jump up and be able to intercept him. Come on now. That's
Yeah,
just poor throwing.
yeah, that is. So we'll get into the last two free agents, and the last two free agents are two Cowboys that are gonna be free agents. First one, let's talk about Amari Cooper. He's definitely rebuilt his career in Dallas, unlike what he wasn't able to do in Oakland. So so do you think that the Cowboys are gonna bring him back, or do you see some other team offering him the big bucks?
Okay, now I'm gonna go on a big hair here. Now, okay, this is another thing. If I get this right, you definitely have to sub if you watch this video. I- If I don't, then just at least like it. You have to like it. But I'm gonna say to Amari Cooper. I know most of you guys are probably gonna type in the comments. Why do they need him? They already have a good wide receiver corpse. I'm saying the Niners are gonna get him. The reason why is because just I know they had Debo Samuel, Emmanuel Sanders, Kendrick Bourne, but come on, Kendrick Bourne. He's only there for when they need him, and he sometimes and most of the time he hasn't been there because he's been dropping catches, and especially I forgot what game it was. I think it was the Seahawks, the first matchup. Kendrick Bourne was dropping every pass, and when they needed him most, and one of the ones that they needed him most, he he tipped it up, and the Seahawks behind him, he barely dropped the interception. So I just think they might keep Kendrick Bourne, but I just think since Amari Cooper, yes, he has built up his career with Cowboys hugely, but big time. Since after he went from Oakland to Dallas, but I just think he's not big enough for a big contract. But I just think he'll get a decent amount, like over 10 mil probably. But I just think the Niners will get him.
But
Either that
honestly,
or he resigns with the Cowboys.
honestly, I see more him resigning with the Cowboys just because I feel like the Niners they do have a decent amount of cap, but I just don't know if wide receivers is gonna be the place where they're gonna spend that cap. Like I feel like they're gonna go more to like needs. Like I feel like we're one O lineman away, one good O lineman away from having a good offensive line. So we can go
I
after
mean,
that. Maybe like some
I
secondary.
can agree with you. So the position I would put is, I think isn't Joe Staley left tackle.
Yeah.
I think you should get a young, not a young, but a mid young, like at least a lot younger than Joe Staley,
Yeah.
but a good young left tackle to replace Joe Staley when he does retire, and because once he retires, you're only gonna have Justin Spiel, which yes he's been doing fine against some defenders, but when it comes playoff time like now, and Joe Staley gets out and Justin Spiel has to come in, that's gonna be the biggest test of his life, and I don't think he's ready for that. And even though they have plenty of practice and they're going against the Saints, Ravens, and Seahawks, etc., it's not the playoffs. They have more games than just in the regular season than just one game. So I just think they either need to sign Amari Cooper if they want to get really good in the wide receiver corps, or they need to get a young, good left tackle.
All right, then for the last player, this player has been rumored to have supposed to have gotten his extension, but he has not received it. And this man goes by the name of Dak Prescott. So honest,
He's oh my.
yeah, yes. And the reason I'm pretty sure the reason he is a free agent right now is because he was a late round pick, so his contract isn't as long as the other. If he was a first round pick in that draft, I believe it was the 2016 or 2017 draft. I'm not 100% sure, but like honestly, it seems most likely that he's gonna resign with the Cowboys. But let me ask you, how much do you think he's worth based off how he's played?
Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
He's been inconsistent to me. Not very inconsistent, but inconsistent at a certain level. And even though they've won in some games, Ezekiel Elliott has been a factor in those games, some of those games. And so I'm not gonna say he's a top tier QB that should be paid like Jimmy Garoppolo, but he should be paid a well amount. So what is Jimmy Garoppolo being paid, like 200 something mil?
I don't think it's that much.
No, I think it's like 100 something mil, like 135, 32.
Let me look up his contract.
I thought it was 202, but that might have been Steph Curry. Never mind. I think it was Steph Curry. I was thinking about basketball. My bad, but I think it was like 100.
5 years.
130. I was close. 137. So I think Dak Prescott should get around. I'm not gonna go him super low, so I'm gonna say around 105 mil. 100. But the reason why is he's been inconsistent, and he's not. He hasn't been consistent at all. Like, because Ezekiel Elliott has carried him in some games when he's been doing bad, and that's the only reason why they're not in the playoffs right now. Is because Dak Prescott has been inconsistent, and I don't think there has been one game. Well, maybe one game, but where Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott have both been going off. So I just think that Dak Prescott. To be honest, since I can't really think of a team that really needs a QB right now. But I mean, it would be smart for the Buccaneers to sign Dak Prescott because Jameis Winston is doing so bad. But I just think either Bucs should sign him, or I think he'll definitely resign with the Cowboys because his relationship with Jerry Jones is really good.
Alright, so in my opinion, I'm thinking for contract wise, I'm thinking that the Cowboys offer him. I'm thinking 4 years, and I'm seeing towards about $85 to $90 million. I don't really think he's based off how he's played so far. I don't think he's really worth towards that 4 years, $100 million. But I feel like the Cowboys, they'll be willing to give him between 85 to 90 mil for 4 years. So that would average out to about 21 or 22 mil a year, which honestly isn't bad for a QB. But yeah, so I think that will wrap up the video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe. And yeah, this is T-Buck.
Big.
And we out.
Peace.
Peace.